And as you can see, it's probably a little hard to, well, when they just had it on a little while ago, but I mean, off the top of my head, Front 242, She Passed Away, Clan of Zymox, help me, Delirium, Ego Likeness. I mean, it's an endless list of bands that Dave signed to Metropolis, a little label in Philadelphia when they first started in 1992. And Dave passed away this summer unexpectedly, and it was a very difficult time for all of us. But for a lot of you, you have to understand that in the early 90s, goth and industrial was kind of at a little bit of an all-time low. And Dave with Metropolis and Sam Rosenthal with Project and Brian out in LA with Cleopatra, these were the first American labels that really started to deal with goth industrial and to a certain extent some dark ambient electronic music. But they were really pioneers, and we probably wouldn't be standing here without guys like Dave Heckman. And Dave was always a good friend of me. When I moved back to New York, he gave me a job at Metropolis. Later on he signed Noir. He signed Ego Likeness. He honestly was an easy guy to talk to and do business with, and he truly was the guy from the 80s who liked Killing Joke and Bauhaus and Fad Gadget and wanted to start a label that reflected music like that in the 90s. Klaus, who's here tonight, Leather Strip. I mean, Dave put out so much music over the years, to Krups, and even now too with Paradox Obscure and a lot of new bands of Projection. Bands that Dave signed last year are coming out now on Metropolis, and Dave's been gone 6 months now. And so we're really gonna miss him, and he was a fantastic guy, and other people have some things to say. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Donna from Ego Likeness, and in 2010, thanks to Ethan, he kind of made it happen that Metropolis signed us, and that was a really big deal to us, because we had been working really hard for a long time, and
we didn't think we were cool enough for them to sign us.
Yeah, we really didn't. We were like, what? We're going to be on Metropolis, but when we met Dave, he was a man of few words, at least in some context. I do, really quickly, kind of funny, Steve one time made a joke online, and it was not trying to disparage Metropolis in any way. It was actually making fun of ourselves, but it didn't land quite right for Dave. So we get an email, and the subject is, "Hey, asshole." so we were like, hey, we didn't mean anything by it. So
anyone who will, anyone you work with, and they can turn around and call you a dick, and you stay on the label, that's a real good thing.
But one of the things with Dave is that we were never the biggest band in the scene, but we worked hard, and he respected us, and he treated us just as well as he treated everybody else, even the bands that were way bigger than us. He never made us feel inferior, and when I say he changed our lives, he really did. Everybody in this room, whether you knew Dave or not, you are here tonight because of his influence. So he's left a big footprint, and he's gone too soon, but we will always, always have this legacy that he left for us. So.
Jim Simonic would like to say a few words too.
Hey guys, I'm not going to try to bring you down even more, but without Dave, I might not literally be standing here. Dave agreed to release the Electronic Saviors compilations in 2010. I was battling cancer at the time, and I remember the phone call. It's one of the things I'm going to miss most about Dave is those phone calls and those conversations that seem to go on forever. But without Dave, we wouldn't have been able to release those pieces of work that over 400 bands, a lot of them Metropolis acts were involved with. And I can't, I wish that there was a way that other than saying thank you to helping us help other people and raise so much money. But Distortion wouldn't exist without Dave either, because he's a huge, huge influence and really means a lot to me. So there's a very good chance that I might not have survived cancer had it not been for Dave. So we miss you. We miss you, buddy. Thanks for listening. Rick would like to say some things.
Hi, everyone. So my band, Mindless Faith, we did get signed to Metropolis in 2004, and maybe my bandmate Dave didn't see eye to eye, but Dave and I definitely did. And also, the last time I did get to see Dave, he came out, it was Mindless Faith and Velvet Chris, which I also played in. He came to the show in Delaware, and it was just always awesome to see Dave. He just was always just very gracious about everything, and so it was just great to see him, and the fact that, obviously gone too soon, but he always, no matter what, he had a great sense of business too. Like, he never wanted to give anything away, like production things. He's like, or publishing rights, he's like, I don't see a way to give that away. And it's like, but we wanted to do other things, but he was a very smart man. I miss him. He's great.
So yeah, similar to what I just said, around about the same time, 2004, we got a deal from Metropolis, and they offered us a licensing deal for the US. We took that on. Now we're how many years later? And we're here on stage, and in a nutshell, I don't think that we, Grendel would have made the successes had, and we wouldn't be here without Dave's work. I don't think this whole festival would be here without Dave. He was a cornerstone of the US scene as we know it now. He brought music to all you guys, which you probably wouldn't have heard at the time. I mean, we're talking before Spotify, before any kind of streaming services. So the only thing that you had available was what was in the shops. And you just have the US bands, you wouldn't have all the European bands readily available to you, it would have cost a fortune. And I really feel like he was a cornerstone of all of this. And I'm immensely grateful to him for everything he's done for us. And his in business and in friendship. It means absolutely everything. So yeah, thank you, Dave. You've been absolutely amazing. And thank you guys for supporting Dave and buying the records and everything, just keeping all that alive. So thank you to Dave and everyone else. Thank you.
If I could just say one other thing in closing. I learned a great lesson from Dave. He had a habit of elevating the people around him, and he paid bands a higher royalty rate than any label, and he paid his employees, he took care of people, and he spread the wealth. And I think that's a lesson I've tried to learn from him. When we have a small scene, and Dave taught me that we have to take care of each other, and if you're in a band or if you're a promoter or anything and you've gotten to a certain point, try to pull up people that are a little lower than you on the ladder and pull them up with you, because that's what it's all about. And Dave taught me that. Thank you.